shoot. We're live. We're live. We're live. I'm alive. Are you alive? You
I'm
might as
trying
well be
to.
alive. Welcome to your Monday morning extra special post halftime show with the two T's, Tom and Todd. George Bush. What? Lag. Philadelphia lost. Ha ha ha. Lag. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Chiefs won. Go Chiefs. Ha 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 ha. Lag. Ha 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 ha. That's not George Bush. That's George Strait. You don't know the difference in George Bush and George Strait?
Okay.
George Strait plays both kinds of music, country and western.
Um.
Who's George Strait? Oh my God.
Okay, I see what he's talking about now. There we go.
Yeah. Andy Reid's like the big old teddy bear of the NFL. Everybody loves him. Yeah, it was. She sang okay, but golly, this. It was just her singing and about 200 dancers in weird outfits contorting their bodies to the rhythms. It looked like a bunch of ghosts dancing around. They're all in white outfits. John.
What was the score?
28 to 25, I think, something like that.
Oh well, it was a close game,
Or 38 to 35, something with an 8 and a 5 on the end.
right?
Yeah, it was a real close game. It was a good game. I think Philadelphia's coaches kind of blew it on the end, calling the wrong plays for. Yeah, Andy Reid's a good coach.
Well,
And nice players, good players. Best team won.
of course they did.
Best quarterback won. He was the quarterback of the Chiefs is the National Football League player best player award. What do you call it? Anyway, he was voted the best player in the NFL for the season. So doesn't happen very often that the best player in the NFL also wins the Super Bowl, but it happened yesterday.
And this, I was pulling for the Chiefs because I really don't care anybody except the Eagles. And yeah, they are obnoxious.
Yeah. If they had won, there would have been a party in downtown Philadelphia that would have torn the center city up again, like they've done in the past.
I would have even voted for the Cowboys. I mean, pulled for the Cowboys if they had been playing them.
I'll be right back. Gotta go kiss my wife.
Okay. So anyway, that was the highlight of the evening. I personally didn't watch it because I don't watch football. It's a bit too boring for me. My ADD just will not hold it there. Really? So they're just trash. um, I just can't. I just it's too slow. Sorry, that's just me. What trash? Lag? Did you say you had to go kiss your wife?
Yeah, I give my wife a hug and a kiss every morning.
Is she going somewhere?
No, I just give her a hug and a kiss every morning. Something wrong with that?
Yeah, don't start setting a precedence now.
Y'all, it was a real good game. I enjoyed watching it. It was exciting.
Well, I'm glad y'all did.
Even though
What did I
I
do last
don't
night?
have any stake in either of those teams. Except I don't like Philadelphia a whole lot because way back in the day, so many years, Philadelphia would knock Cowboys out of getting to another Super Bowl. But that was 30 years ago, probably.
Good morning, Craig. The Super Bowl was last night.
What game?
Or were you talking about the people that was participating?
uh,
I agree with you, Texas. I'll keep telling Roberta. I have to go first. I could not live without her.
yeah, I kind of love my wife, so there.
We've been through a lot together.
It's.
It was soccer, Craig. Soccer.
Steelers.
I'd like to see some of the other teams. Get in there.
Other teams.
Yeah, some of the smaller teams,
Well, it's kind of been.
or not smaller teams, but more of the off. Let's see. I got Mr. Google right or Miss Google right here. NFL teams. I'll pick one out. I'd like to see you there.
Well, the smaller market teams have, like Cleveland, they have trouble winning because they just don't have the money. Yeah, Bills are a good team too.
The Washington Commanders. That was the Redskins, right?
Yeah.
Fucking dumbasses. If they better be glad I wasn't on that daggone ownership panel because I would say, what the hell are you people thinking?
Washington Commanders.
I mean, they even made a South Park episode about them. Has anybody seen that episode where they start talking about changing the name, and Cartman goes in and
I didn't see that.
creates the Washington Redskins in Denver? I'm not important enough to be canceled, Flag. I'm serious. That was that the Washington Redskins was like Disney. I mean, that's a brand that you just don't mess with. And I don't care about football. I don't own any ownership in any football teams. I think that was just a stupid business mistake. Oh, I was gonna pick a team. I want to see the Damn, the Detroit Lions, do they still play? Man, Los Angeles had a lot. Los Angeles has what, 2 teams? I would like to see the. I'd like to see the Dolphins and the Panthers get in there one year.
Yeah, Dallas had a really good quarterback. I mean, Dak Prescott is just. He's not the worst quarterback the Cowboys have had, but he's just not good. I mean, he's not a superstar. It was funny last night. They give the Walter Payton Award to the football player in the league that's done the most for their community or charity work, stuff like that.
Right.
And they gave the award to Dak Prescott, the Cowboys quarterback. And he's done a bunch of good work for the community. But when they were given the award, all the Philadelphia fans that were there booed him.
That's because they're trash. The Houston Texans, was that not used to be the Oilers?
Well, there was a Houston Oilers, but it's a completely different team.
Is it?
I mean, what it's still in Houston, but
where's
the Oilers went to where did they go first? They moved the Oilers to like Kansas City? I forget. And then, the Titans. Tennessee. Oilers moved to Tennessee, and then they became the Titans.
Was the Titans an expansion team, or was it a move team?
No, it was a move team. There hadn't been an expansion team in
since the Panthers and the Jaguars?
Years. An expansion team came about after adding more teams to the NFL. They stopped adding more teams like how long ago? 35 years ago? 40 years ago?
No. The Panthers was an expansion team because it was a new, and the Jaguars were both scratch-built teams. Maybe they called it something else, but I thought those were
then another team would have had to dissolve for that to happen because they've had the same amount of teams for decades. Right? Am I talking out my ass?
I don't know. The Jaguars and the Panthers came online at the same time.
Yeah, but how long have they been around? Let me see.
Hell, no, it's not been 30. It's been at least, hell, it could have been 30 years. Carolina Panthers.
1993. That was 30 years ago, Tom. Dumbass. Sorry.
Lord have mercy. Sorry. Didn't mean to talk down to you.
Yeah, Jalen played well, Lag, until his coach didn't let him run anymore. If Jalen Hurts had kept up running like he was the first half, Philadelphia probably would have won the game. But they must have changed their scheme at halftime. And then I was really impressed by Kansas City's offense in the second half because nobody nobody plays well against Philadelphia's defense. Except for yesterday. Philadelphia's got a great defense. Oh, Andy Reid and his staff are just smart. They called some great plays against that Philadelphia defense. And their offense, Kansas City's offensive line played better than they were supposed to. They did a really good job.
Let me ask you a question real fast. Craig, who is Vicky Valancourt? Who is she famous? What is she famous for? He said, "What about Vicky Valancourt?"
I gotta look her up too. Let's see.
Vicky.
What about her? She's the devil. What about her?
Yeah.
We were talking about football. Why are you bringing up Vicky Valancourt?
Yeah. I thought maybe, first of all, I was being facetious when I said, "What is she famous for?" Because I didn't know whether that was Victor Valancourt. And, people called him Vicky when he was a kid, when he was little.
Yeah, that was kind of a bogus holding call toward the end on Philadelphia.
It's a football movie.
The Waterboy movie. It's a foosball movie. What?
So the Baltimore Colts moved to Indianapolis. I'm looking down through the list of teams. So that was supposed to be a question, not a statement.
I guess. You guys are old.
Because I remember as a kid, and I'm talking about a small kid, which was probably only 4 teams in the NFL at that time. But I remember.
Yeah, that call ended the game, but Philadelphia still would have had to go on the length to the field in a short amount of time with no timeouts to win. But you're right. If they hadn't called that play, the game might have ended in a tie and gone to overtime. Then no telling what would have happened.
We're going to. I need you to. I need you to go in there and mute Craig. He's being ugly in there. So how much money did you lose last night?
On the football game?
Yeah.
So, Sadie and I usually bet $11 on our poker games.
Uh-huh.
So I bet $11 that Philadelphia would win. So, I mean, I wanted the Chiefs to win because I kind of like the players and the coach and their attitude and stuff. And I've got cousins in Kansas City. But yeah, I bet against them. I bet against the team that I wanted to win.
Okay, Mr. Stady.
To win. They were picked 4 points. I mean, the commentators before the game, Jimmy Jones and all the commentators right down the row, when they asked the prediction right before the game started, every one of them picked Philadelphia. between 3 and 10-point winners.
Come on, fess up, Larry.
Yeah, Philadelphia was supposed to win. Philadelphia's team is good.
What were the odds? You know?
Philadelphia was picked by the odds makers like 4-point winners, something like that. Anyway.
Well, I did my taxes last night.
Oh my God.
That's what would depress me yesterday, or last night, not the football game, but doing my taxes. It's the first year I got to pay money. I got to get me a new CPA.
I can't get all of mine done in one night.
I got to
See
pay
this
$800.
bin here? These are my receipts for stuff that I bought in 2022.
Why don't you
I've got to add all those up, put them by the month.
You need to start doing that on a monthly basis.
I know, I don't do it though. I'll wait until we got until April, and then we can get an extension.
I got to pay $800 lag.
800.
Yeah.
I wish I was you.
Yeah.
I don't get enough money pulled out of my. You know, they send me that teacher retirement check and they withdraw federal income tax money out of it, but with my side gig of eBay and other investments, I always have to pay a bunch more. Yeah, lag, me too.
You know, I feel like,
if you
I
owe
don't like.
$30K to the government, that means you made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Probably, last year I was more than 20K.
You know, I don't like paying taxes because I feel like I've paid enough. But when you think about it, we made a bunch of money. So I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Harry Humstone in the house. Harry did everybody go watch Harry's video of him going to Washington, D.C. I want to go there so bad.
Well, let's do a meetup up there.
Just to look at the museum, you know, the Smith. He went to the Smithsonian and.
Let's just a bunch of us old guys meet up in Washington, D.C., and we'll just send out an email to all the congressmen saying, we're shopping for a new congressman this year. Who's going to wine and dine us the best?
D.C. meet and greet. Yeah, Harry be walking by the exhibits in the Smithsonian and looking at stuff. And he would go, I could sell that on eBay. Or he'd get to the next one. That'll be worth $2,800 on eBay.
I remember when there was only one building up there.
I was glad to hear that Harry used the Washington, D.C.
The Metro.
I was, if I go there, I don't want to worry about having to rent a car and find a place to park it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and the Metro's got to take you to everything that you would want to see there. But I don't know, just and not adverse to public transportation. We did we did the train in London, England when we were there, and it was fine.
The underground.
Yeah, whatever they call it.
Underground.
Yeah, it was quick and easy travel. We went for the dinosaur exhibit. I bet that was cool.
You know, those big cities that are like, I mean, you go to Washington D.C. for the tourist aspect of it. I don't know of any other reason I'd want to go to D.C. They got hit hard during the pandemic. All these cities that rely on tourism dollars, man, they got killed.
You don't want to go to DC either, Anissa?
I went when I was about 17 years old. Shut up, lag.
So if you stay at the hotels real close to the Smithsonian, you're pretty safe location. Location? Yeah, I bet if you get off the beaten track in DC, you're just asking to be mugged or worse.
See, John, Anessa, you're like me. There's places I'd like to go. Like, I'd like to go to Paris, but I just want to go do the Louvre and the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that, and I want to get out. And I go to India to see the Taj Mahal and get out.
There's good
Egypt,
places to visit in the U.S. though.
yeah.
Gwen and I took a road trip up northwest. We saw Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse and
Crazy what?
Crazy Horse Memorial. It's a
Okay.
big rock carving. You got to go. It's like Mount Rushmore, only about Crazy Horse.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, if
And
you get to Georgia, go to Stone Mountain if
we
you like
saw,
carvings.
yeah, I went to Stone Mountain. Gosh, like my first or second year of teaching. That would have been 1976 ish. They did a laser light show up on the rock
Yeah.
in the evening time. It was cool.
It's pretty cool. They're wanting to get rid of it though.
I don't know.
I say screw you.
I think it's privately held though, so I don't think they'll be getting rid of it anytime soon.
Yeah. And it's too much of a money maker. It's excuse
At
me.
Stone Mountain, they had water slides and all kinds of stuff to do besides just being there.
Yeah, we walked to the top. You know, there's a path that you can hike to the top of that mountain. I guess I was about 19 when our family went down there. There's a bunch of us, and we went to Six Flags at the same
Harry,
time.
I've been all over Zion National Park. One of my best friends from high school and college was a park ranger at Zion for about 6 years, and I would drive up from Texas to visit him, and it was a cheap vacation because I'd stay with him, and I was a single guy, and I just hike all the trails there kind of by myself. It was a really cool place.
I'd like to go to Alaska.
It's kind of hot in the summer, but
See, that's the only thing about like Mount Rushmore. My parents were there in July, and it snowed on them. They got an inch of snow. Which they had their motorhomes. So all my dad did was, you know, just like turn the heat up, and my mom put the coffee pot on. But
Laggy mug people regularly.
I have been
I'd like to go on an Alaskan cruise sometime. I've heard
Yeah.
everybody needs to go once, and then you'll be happy, and then it'll be done.
You're a professional basket weaver, and your budget is $5 million.
Basket weaver.
You're a hoot girl.
I love Vanessa. She's the best.
For you Yankees, that means she's very funny. You know, there is a show, and it's it's in Alaska, or maybe it's in
Uh,
Canada. I think it's in
I,
Canada.
I couldn't be a hermit lag. That's too much work.
These people live out in the middle of damn nowhere, but they're, you know, close to the railroad track. And when they need to go into town, which is, you know, a day, like when you go to town, you go for the day, stay the night, and come back the next day. They go out, they wade through the chest high snow out to the daggone railroad tracks and put a flag out, which lets the engineers know that they need to make a stop. That's crazy as shit there, man. First of all, 6 inches of snow throws me into a panic.
Oh gosh. I guess the Rocky Mountains are just covered up with snow. There's going to be some major flooding this spring.
Yeah. Maybe the Mississippi and the Missouri and all of those will fill back up.
So, the company that my wife is working with, their home base is up in Utah.
Uh-huh.
What's the name of that town? I forget. Anyway, kind of close to ski slopes and stuff.
Provo?
No, where they had the Olympics once, Winter Olympics once. Anyway, those people that live there and work there, they were saying in the city there's been 6 feet of snow this year. And then they said up on the around the ski area,
Salt Lake City.
close to Salt Lake. Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's not Salt Lake though. But up in the ski area, they've had 930 inches of snow this year, this season. The winter's not over. I used to love to ski. I would break my everything if I tried to ski now.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie, the lake that's by the Hoover Dam, they're finding all kinds of bodies in that sucker.
It's this spring. It should catch several feet of water. I mean, a lot.
Yeah. I was watching something on YouTube, a little news thing, and you know everything on YouTube's true, where they're expecting to solve a lot of mystery disappearances because the water's so low and they keep finding bodies. And in what's that, Lake Mead that connects to the Hoover Dam?
Yeah. Yep.
Our lakes are staying full around here, which if it starts, we haven't got the snow in the mountains like we usually do. So they won't probably have to do a lot of control work on the lakes this year because we've got so many lakes between the mountains and the coast that when the water starts, you know, things starts melting off and we have a lot of rain and whatnot, they have to start dumping the dams so they can control the water so they don't blow out a dam. Yeah, Jimmy Hoffa will be found, Mr. Sadie.
Yeah. So, yeah, if all the rain we've gotten this winter had been snow instead, we would have had a ton all winter long. It's rained a lot this winter.
Yeah, I'm concerned about, like you said, all this ice starts melting off this up north and starts hitting these rivers. I'm afraid they're going to have a lot of flood damage this year again. That's just my opinion.
That's not very good math there. 24K. They paid you $1,500 a month, and you spent 6K a month.
Well, Mama was sending him a $10,000 a month allowance, so he's okay.
Feel the grass. Yeah, Enron. You talk about money evaporating off the face of the earth when Enron collapsed. Sheesh.
Yeah, a lot.
Close to $1 trillion for one company. Jeez.
I didn't say, yeah, it's Mr. Sadie. That was just his pocket money. That wasn't his. That wasn't his. All the other perks he got from Mama. That was just his pocket money. So he had something to go spend. He could go down and get him a Slurpee if he wanted one. MCI. What was that? That's not the telecommunications company, was it?
I
Or is that
don't
another?
remember.
Was that another stock invest type deal?
It's probably tied to the oil and gas industry
Yeah.
too. Oh man, gold and silver keep going down. Let's see what the stock market's doing this morning. Stock market minute. And we're up just barely. Let's see what my Amazon's doing.
Oh, that was.
And it's down just barely. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing this morning. The Bitcoin second, 21,645. It's down slightly.
Yeah, that was MCI WorldCom. That was the communications business.
Okay.
They did a lot of creative, according to Wikipedia, they did a lot of creative accounting.
Mm-hmm. So I got my awesome 12 orders again this weekend. Man, I'm just like a real consistent poor man. I average 12 sales every weekend, and it's been the same for several years. Ran out of rolling papers.
Felix, how long did you live in the US?
The Lord's lettuce. I think he told me one time like 10 years, 12 years.
Oh, he was there 17 years old. 17 years.
Yeah,
Were you here as a kid?
I know he went to like junior high and high school in the U.S.
Oh, okay. But you're not a U.S. citizen.
No, but he's looking for somebody to marry him so he can become one. Came when he was 7. Okay. His mom still lives out east somewhere. Mhm.
Dang, he's young.
You're a citizen, Tom?
I don't know, Mr. Sadie. He's got a lot of money, a lot of gold, a lot of silver, a lot of watches. You might want to rethink that.
Yeah. He got a bunch of his education in England, too.
You thought I was from Canada? I've only lived in the Carolinas my whole life.
Oh, yeah. 24K proposed to you, Sadie. I bet you're glad of that. You wouldn't be able to afford his lifestyle.
Because I like hockey. That's a man sport. You'll get your shit knocked out in a minute. We have a neighbor that's from up north, and their kid played. He played hockey, and he played like from the time he could walk good. He played hockey, but when he got to be 12, he had to have braces. And his daddy said, "I paid $5,000 for those braces, which would have been about 15 years ago." He told him, your hockey days are over. Which $5,000 is probably cheap these days on top for braces. Oh, your mother's an American citizen.
So I went to a big garage sale this weekend.
You did?
I told y'all that. No, I went Friday and then I went back Saturday.
Oh yeah, that one.
I spent $200.
$200.
Yeah, at this one garage sale. They had cleaned out a storage unit of sports memorabilia and all kinds of clothes and stuff. And I was like, man, I was buying stuff left and right. I was buying old school hip hop blue jeans, like FUBU, and $2 a pair. I was getting leather jackets for $3 a jacket.
Holy
Oh, I don't mind spending money on good stock.
Yeah, you were showing some of your hats Friday night.
I bought
$12,000
what?
for braces, Felix?
Oh God, that's too much. We spent about 5,000 or 6,000 on our boys.
Wow. How many kids do you have, Felix? 25?
It's got 3 boys.
Three boys. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So Tennessee Titans hoodie,
Uh-huh.
NFL. $1. How am I not going to spend money at this garage sale? Let's see. Suede leather coat. $3. How am I not going to spend money at this garage sale? I just kept buying and kept buying. Leather jacket, $3. You know, even if the jackets are only $25 jackets, that's $3 into $25. That's good return on investment. They're nice too.
That is a nice jacket, or it looks nice.
Yeah, there's no wear really.
Looks kind of 70s, 80s.
Yeah. And then I bought that a whole tote full of signed baseball caps. Racing and football, and there's a Washington Redskins cap. I don't know who the signature is. I just kept buying. So whatever. Here's a signed Patriots cap. Got several players on here.
Was it the Patriots that was accused of using underflated footballs?
Yeah, they cheated all the time. But
okay. I take that back about the Eagles. They're not the ones I loathe. The Patriots are the ones I loathe. Go Eagles.
Yeah, around that jacket though, I think is a ladies style. Sitting Bull is rolling in his grave. Why is he rolling in his grave? Oh, I have to look up the group.
They were telling you, who was it Friday night that was telling you who was what? Was that Tara or was it Anissa?
I don't know, several people in here. Here's one, Roland James. Roland James on the Patriots. Let's see. Look up Roland James. If I look up teammates of Roland James, I could probably figure out the other players written on this cap. But none of these are certified or whatever, authenticated. Yeah, deflate gate was what they call that.
Mr. Sadie, if they had a won off that $1,000 investment you made, what kind of return would you got?
Gronk? Would Gronk have been a teammate of Roland James? Gronkowski was in about 3 or 4 of the different Super Bowl commercials. He's making a ton of money this year on doing commercials. And deservedly so. He had a really good career. I like Gronkowski a whole lot better than I liked His quarterback.
Okay.
UFC. I don't watch fights much. Oakland. You only bet 100. Well, I only bet 11, so at least I didn't lose as much as Sadie did.
So if you'd have bet that 100 on the Chiefs, how much would you have won?
Probably about 110, 120 bucks. Yeah. It's probably worth 150 bucks. They're 24K. Sand. One catch. I have to marry you. Yeah. Everybody's going to be so shocked and so hateful when the Cowboys finally do win another one. It may be 50 years from now and I'll be dead, but
Do these other teams just not have the cash flow to be able to buy these really good players?
yeah, that's a big part of it.
I mean, like if I had $1 billion and wanted to build me a football team, I'd just start shopping around for the ones, the best ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Panthers had a few years, good years, you know, and then they went to hell. Listen.
Well, they're supposed to all spend the same lag, but it doesn't work that way. A good player is not going to sign with Cleveland because they never win anything. So, the players aren't going to get the big time commercial endorsements.
I think though it's a case like,
look at Gronkowski, because he won all those Super Bowls. He's got all these commercial contracts and stuff that he's making a ton more money than he did as a football player. If you go play for Cleveland, yeah, you get a good paycheck for playing football in Cleveland, but
yeah,
you'll never be able to set records or become a real household type name there. So even if Cleveland pays you the same amount that that Kansas City would, you want to play for Kansas City because you can get a whole lot better side money. Hey, Marco, Mark.
let me tell you what. The Panthers played in Super Bowl 50. They got their clock cleaned, but they played in Super Bowl 50.
Hi, Roman.
And they were a new team. But you know, it all comes down to money because we have some friends. Actually, they were the wife was a co-worker of Roberta's, and we were talking to her one time about the Olympics and all this kind of stuff, and I asked what was his name? Anyway, I asked the husband. I said, the people at the Super Bowl, at the Olympics, the skiers and whatnot, are they the best in the country? He said, no. He said, they're the best. They are the best at raising money. He says, there's a lot better skiers and snowboarders and skaters. They just don't have the machine to raise the money. So it all comes down to who can raise the most money. Not that they're buying their way onto the team, but the fact that they have the money that they can be where they need to be seen and to compete everywhere. Well, that's like friends of the family. They have you talking about the Browns anytime. Um, the Atlanta Braves, the baseball team, they had terrible seasons. I mean, it must have been 10 years they had bad seasons, and people were drop. Nobody was showing up for the games and all that kind of stuff. And the boxes started coming available up there, and a friend of mine or a friend of the family down in Chester County, they're big Atlanta Braves fans, and they bought a corporate box up there, or one of the suites, for near nothing, and they use that thing because they were there religiously, whether they won or lost, they were there, and Jack, which is the son that kind of oversees it, he says they've had all kinds of money being offered for that box seat or that suite, and that was just because they stuck with them through good and bad, and got a bargain. That's Browns are in Cleveland, and that was a question.
One of the best side stories about the Super Bowl was the two brothers, the Kelsey. And one of them's Travis Kelsey, and I forget the name of the older brother. But the older brother plays for Philadelphia, and Travis Kelsey is the good tight end on Kansas City. And they did an interview with them before the game started together, and they're funny guys. But yeah, it was the first time in NFL history that two brothers have played against each other on opposing teams. And they showed them giving each other a big old hug at the end of the game.
Oh, I've got friends that are Steelers fans, and you'd have swore they had lived in, you know, not Steelers, the 49ers. They're big 49ers fans. And I've got some that are big Steelers fans too. Everything in their house has got Steelers or 49ers on it. It's just a bunch of grown men playing a child's game and making multi-million-dollar payroll off of it.
But that's what America loves to see.
Yeah.
That's why we have such bad halftime shows.
They can be.
The only reason they put on these crappy halftime shows now is because that's where the money is. these companies that sponsor the halftime shows, they know they're in it to. They sponsor them for the money. If they got on some real good music artists, but there's no money in the good music.
It's because they're going after a certain market.
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
now, Rihanna's the hot ticket. She's where the people spend money to buy her music. So yeah, she gets the nod to be the Super Bowl star. I mean, nothing against her about that. It's just that's the way of the world. Even though
These,
I don't like her music as much as I like a whole lot of other people's music.
yeah. Who is it, Mr. Who? Oh, Felix said, after I get 250 million, why would you care? These contracts, like they're going to get X amount of money for $250 million for 5 years. They don't get that 250 million up front. They get paid out as the years progress, correct?
Yeah, usually they get maybe the top athletes 25, 35 million a year.
It's guaranteed. So, but do they have to? But do they have to play for 5 years?
Oh, every contract is different.
Okay.
Whatever they work out in their contracts.
Because I didn't know whether if they got hurt and they had to quit playing, like in year 2 of that contract, 5-year contract, whether they were done.
That's true there, Roman.
Yellow electric thing. What is that thing called? An auto tuner? Are you kidding? They might insist that I moved to Ohio.
uh, I'm glad she didn't have her hair did up like she did in those advertisements about the show.
She wore a coat. Super Bowl. Well, Mr. Trump said that Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show was a complete fail. What the hell outfit? What is with all the guys in the blue? I mean, in the white suits and the sunshades?
That's what I was talking about. It was Rihanna singing and all these ghost-looking guys dancing.
Because where were they playing at?
Arizona.
It's not like it was cold down there, was it? Which I hear it gets cold at night.
It was like 75 degrees at game time. Rihanna wore a COVID suit.
Purity. Right, Brenda. This and this needs her own talk show on late night TV. I'm talking about, at 10 o'clock. Nobody would want to be on her show. I'm talking about the late night TV kind of guys, not like eBay show. I mean YouTube shows.
What do you mean? It looked like she was a period with tampons all around.
It's kind of, I don't know. I just think they make more out of these daggum shows.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I saw.
A period with tampons all around.
Oh, Lord.
Look at that baby bump. She's like 5-6 months pregnant here. She is.
She's being lowered down into the tampons and that's. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know if any of y'all are Celine Dion fans, but she's got there's some YouTube videos of her Las Vegas show, and it's like Celine meets Cirque du Soleil or whatever. It's some of the freakiest shit going on in her background. Check it out. Yeah, I think she was like 15 when she had her first kid. She looked so young to have so many kids, even though the last two came together as a bundled deal.
What did Brenda say? Oh. Yeah, I bet the blimp was scared to fly for a while. People be shooting at it.
Who sang the national anthem?
I kind of like that. He at least he sang the notes instead of some creepiness.
Chris Stapleton?
I thought his rendition was pretty good. I'd still like to hear somebody sing it again where everybody in the audience could sing along.
Yeah.
Got an offer on a ring. Ooh.
It's been the last few Super Bowls that they've made fun of the dadgum halftime show. Hank Jr. probably couldn't stand on the stage long enough. Yeah, Whitney could belt it out.
Yeah, no, Whitney was an actual singer. She could sing.
Yeah. Yeah, that girl had some pipes on her. She could sing a song.
Yeah, I'm going to take this offer.
She just ran with the wrong crowd. I got 3 to ship out. And
I've had this gold ring for a long time. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is.
She just got into the wrong crowd. And see, that's another thing about managers. Are they so scared of losing their gravy train that they, don't get on these people's asses about stuff like that? Because in that case, whether she fired them because she would, her management was on her about her alleged substance abuse, Um, they lost them either way, but that's just my opinion. And as you all know by now, I have many. By the time I got finished with them, they could look at a BC powder and start freaking out. Get it away from me.
Hey, Anxious.
Good morning, Anxious. But, people are going to do what they want to do. Mr. Sadie's at the poker table every night.
Yeah. Who's the girl they brought in on that big panther lion thing? That was about 6 years ago. She sang better than anybody since then. God, what was her name? Perry.
Who?
Perry? What's her first name?
Katy Perry?
Katy Perry. She sang better than anybody since her in the Super Bowl halftime.
Well, she can sing. She really can sing.
Yeah.
But she sounds like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. See, I'm hip. I'm up with all the tunes. They all sound alike. Unless you know the song, unless you know who sings that song, you don't know who's singing the song.
Oh, come on, Sadie. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, it was a big stage production, everything too. That didn't, I don't know.
I mean,
I guess that's part of why you go see a big, lavish, like a Vegas show. It's not just the singing; it's all the stuff that goes on around the show that's fun to watch too. But
thank you.
yeah, last night's show was just stupid, I thought.
See, why I like Katy Perry lag is from her videos, her music videos.
Fake boobs don't do anything for you.
And I tell you what, there are some girls in Hollywood and on the the media, the Instagram and all of those. They are hideous looking because they've had so much daggum boob work and butt work, and they look fake. They can go on lots of cruises and not worried about drowning because if they float off, they will float. No, I don't. I do have an Instagram account, but I don't peruse it or anything like that unless somebody I'm subscribed to posts something, and then I'll look at that. But all these chicks. I don't know about you other old guys in here. Todd and Mr. Sadie and some of the other ones. I get these daggum friend requests, and they're beautiful girls, but it's like this much, and all you see is this bountiful cleavage and a pretty face. Is she looking for somebody to keep her up?
Bring back Janet.
She had a malfunction.
Wardrobe.
That's the reason Felix has his 3 sons. He had a malfunction. What the hell?
Well, Tom, you doing the show tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
I'll have to behave tomorrow because Roberto will be back tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
I was good. I guess I should. Is that the band? Oh, that is a band.
What?
The Bush. That is a band. God, they look young. But then again, anybody looks young to me these days. I saw this little old boy driving his mama's Mercedes, and I thought, is that kid even old enough to be out by himself?
All right.
All right.
I got to pack orders and get busy listening.
I'll be cool
Get
here.
busy listening or get busy dying.
Y'all have a great day. Thanks, Todd.
See y'all tomorrow. Bye.